Then it's time for the essential strategic decisions. Now is a great time to buy. It doesn't seem like it, but if you've got capital, and some people do, now is a great time to buy a great location. So we will be back. This is for longer term thoughts, but it also allows you, if you've got a corporate infrastructure, if you've got an operations team, you can add another location for relatively inexpensive startup, and you can have another location that's producing sales, giving you more distribution points. There's going to be a lot of closed spaces. In fact, there are already. And we really need to be thinking about heading to the suburbs, because the downtown area is going to take a little bit longer to recover. And with the 50+% of people working at home, you're going to want to make sure that you're in the suburbs, because that's where the growth is going to start, is going to be in the suburbs when we begin to grow again, because people are really, they're already there. And they just wander down the street and go to a restaurant, pick something up, or dine in. You can also merge. So this would be where you've got two good companies, but because of what's happened, they've become weaker. And they've got infrastructure built already. So bringing them together, evaluating if you've got a group of 5 to 10 restaurants and you've got somebody else that's got a group of 5 to 10 restaurants and you're both kind of struggling, might be an opportunity to merge those in. We're going to see an awful lot of this consolidation over the next year, where companies are joining together. Selling, time to exit. And I think this is really when you've kind of lost the passion for the business and you just don't want to deal with it anymore, and you want to kind of simplify things. It's not a terrible time to exit. You're going to take a little bit of a discount right now, but the earlier that, if you're ready to sell, now would be the time. Don't wait until winter in Seattle, because then you'll have less sales coming in, and it'll be harder to sell. So now's a good time to exit if you're thinking about selling. Some people have asked me about workouts. Workouts are right next to bankruptcy. They kind of put you right in the same type of situation, but you're negotiating with banks and vendors about reduced payments, or in fact, some kind of forgiveness with them. So you're going back to your vendors and you're saying, I can pay you 30 cents on the dollar. Or you go into your bank and say, I want to clear up this, maybe it's $100,000 worth of debt. I can pay you 30 and we're going to be out, or something like that. And we'll get it off the books, but I can't continue to bleed every month and pay these high payments. So workouts put you in kind of a special class, but it will clear your balance sheet off. Bankruptcy is an option I've been asked about. There's Chapter 11 reorganization. That's when you basically file bankruptcy protection and you're protected from your vendors. And there are certain things that can still get at you. You're going to want to make sure that you've got things paid for, your payroll taxes and things that you're personally liable for, because you're not going to get out of those. But it is an option, but it is an option at last resort. Chapter 7 is just an opportunity to just liquidate, because you need protection from your creditors. And so you'd liquidate and you'd walk away at that point. And then there's simply closing and handing in the keys. Going to your landlord and say, I can't do this anymore. You hand in the keys, you close up shop, let everybody go, and you move on. And that's an option. And working with some of the landlords, I say, what do you do about personal guarantees? And most of them said, what am I supposed to do? Go take their house. So, personal guarantees have some bite if you have assets. If you don't have a lot of assets, personal guarantees don't hold a lot of weight. They can file, actions against you, but most are not going to bother, I don't believe. So it's a sad place when you get